So next we will move into the image button. Okay. So this is another user interface controller, and so it is same as a button, but it is used to display the image on the button to perform an action. Okay. So in this we need to give a source of the image so that the system can load it. Okay. So we can create it in the two ways, one is a XML file, another one is activity file. So for first we will create using the XML file. For this we declare it in the layout tag as follows. So here also the root element linear layout segment is the same one. Okay. So for that we are moving to the image button, only will be the different, so that directly we will move into the image button portion. Okay. So here a button that displays the image instead of the text. Okay. Then Android.id, so this is a unique ID to the reference it in the activity code. Okay. Then next we have a SRC folder. So this will specify the image resource to display. Okay, actually, so this will be stored in the res folder and a drawable section. Okay. Then next we have a Android content descriptions. Okay. So this is about accessibility descriptions will be given. So important for the, it is an important for the screen readers. Okay. The next line is Android and the background is equal to null. Okay. So this will remove the default button background. Okay. And it is an optional. Okay. Optional one. So next we will move into the next user interface controller. So that is a toggle button. Okay. So the toggle button displays the on or off states of the button with the light indicate. Okay. So this also can be created using the two methods, XML and activity. Okay. So first we will see about XML file. So for this we have to declare it in the layout tag as follows. So here also the root element linear layout is the same, so that we are moving into the toggle button portion. Okay. So toggle button is a button that toggles between the two states. Okay. So the first we have to set the unique identifier to refer the activity code. Then next Android.checked. Okay. So here the state is represented. Okay. So that is it will set the initial state to on. Okay. So that is a true or off, that represents a false. Okay. The next line is Android text on. Okay. So this is about text displayed when the button is on. Next line, Android text off. So here the text is displayed when the button is off. Okay. So next we will move into the next button, that is radio button. So radio button in the Android is one that has only the two possible states that are either checked or unchecked. So initially it is an unchecked state. So once it's checked, it cannot be unchecked. Okay. So we can create in the two ways, XML file and activity file. Then first we have to see about the radio button declaration. That portion is different, right? So that's why we are seeing like, so what is, how it is differed from other user interface controller. Okay. So radio button is a button that can be selected or deselected. So the first line is Android text. So here the label displayed next to the radio button. So will be written here. The next line is Android checked is equal to true. So this line makes a button selected by default. Okay. Then next one, Android ID. This line gives a unique identifier to access it from the activity code. So next we have a radio group button. Okay. So it is a group of radio buttons that are alike. So in this, only one of all the buttons can be chosen. So here also we can create using the XML and activity file. So this particular code defines a radio group inside the linear layout, which contains multiple radio buttons. So here a radio group ensure that only one radio button can be selected at a time. So let's break it down the correct the syntax. Okay. So the radio button declaration is a different one, and the radio group is a special container for the radio buttons that enforces a single selection. Okay. Just to check it the code, the first line is Android orientation is equal to vertical. Okay. So this will stack the radio buttons vertically. Okay. The next line is Android ID. So this will allow us to reference the group in activity code. Then radio buttons inside the radio group, and each radio button gets the Android.text. So here this is about the label displayed on each and every radio button. Okay. Then Android ID. So this is about the unique ID. So it is an important for identifying which one is selected. Okay. Then next we will move on to the next user interface control, that is a checkbox. Okay. A checkbox is an user interface control that has a two states that are either checked or unchecked. If we have a group of checkbox, we can select as many as we want. So unlike the radio group, okay. So here we can create in the two ways. So first one is a XML file. So here we have to declare the checkbox in the following way. Checkbox is a button that can be checked or unchecked independently. Okay. So the first line, see the Android checked is equal to true. Okay. So this line makes it checked by default. Then next line is Android text. So here the label displayed next to the checkbox. Okay. Then afterwards Android ID. So this is a unique identifier to reference in the activity code. So next user interface controller is progress bar. Okay. In Android we have a progress bar that shows the progress of some action that is happening, like passing the file to some location. Okay. A progress bar can be in two modes. Okay. So the first mode is a determinate mode. So in this particular mode, the progress is shown with the percent of action completed. Also, the time to be taken is already determined. Okay. Then we have a second mode that is called as a indeterminate mode. Okay. So in this particular mode, there is no idea of when the task would be completed. So therefore, it functions continuously. Okay. So we can create this kind of the progress bar in two ways. One is a XML file and the another one is a activity file. So in XML file, so here we will see about how to declare the progress bar. Okay. So progress bar display the visual progress. It may be either the indeterminate or determinate. Okay. Then second option is Android ID. So this is a unique ID for referencing the Java or Kotlin language. Then next we have a style. So this will define the size or style. The progress bar style may be small or progress bar style may be the large. So we can set accordingly. Then Android indeterminate is equal to true. So this line tells the compiler about. So this will shows the looping animations for unknown durations task. Then we have if indeterminate is equal to false and so max plus the progress attributes are set. It becomes a determinate bar. Okay. So these are some of the very important user interface controls. Now we will see about some more UI controls. Okay. So these are less important, and the first one is about the spinner. The spinner is an Android is a user interface that is used to select the particular option from the list of giving options. Okay. The spinner in the Android is same as drop down in the HTML, and it provides us with a faster way to select an option for our choice. Okay. So when we click on the down arrow, it shows the list of values from which we can select any one. So by default, the first value would be shown as a currently selected value. Okay. Then second option is second UI control is a time picker. Okay. So time picker is an another user interface component that work as the intermediate to select the time of the day. Okay. The time chosen by it so shown either in the 24 hours format or the 12 hours format using the AM and PM. Okay. So it gives the virtual clock or watch to select it. So this virtual clock makes it easy to choose the time. Okay. Then next one is a date picker. So like we have a time picker. So we have a date picker as a user interface control too. So in this, the system shows a virtual calendar to the users to choose the day. Okay. So this enables the user to choose a particular date using either the calendar or a drop down menu. Okay. So these both are made to make it easier for the user to pick up the date and time. Okay. The next user interface controller is seek bar. Okay. In Android, the seek bar is an extended progress bar. A seek bar comes with a pointer that is draggable throughout the bar, either the left or right. Okay. So, this pointer helps to set the progress as well. Okay, so this helps the user to choose a particular range of the values. Okay, then next we have a rating bar. Okay, so the rating bar in Android is an extended version of the seek bar. So it is used to give the rating by touching it. Okay, so in the rating bar, the user can rate at the scale of 5 with a difference of 0.5. Okay, so its a rating is in the stars. Okay, then the user needs to tap or click the stars. Okay, then next we have a alert dialog. Okay, so alert dialog box is an user interface that gives the users an alert or warning about something. Okay, so it appears on the screen in a small window. So once it comes, the user needs to decide or choose an option that it shows. Okay, see, for example, when you enter the wrong password for the email ID, so that time the dialog box will be appeared. So based on that, we have to take a immediate action about that. Okay, the next we will move into the next option, switch. Okay, switch is another UI controller. In Android, a switch is a two-state user interface elements that holds either the on or off state. Okay, so on generally means a yes and off means no. By default, a switch is in the off state. Okay, so the user can change its state many times. Okay, then next one is auto complete text view. So this is also the another UI controller. Auto complete text view is an extension of the edit text. Okay, so in this user interface element, the user is provided with a few suggestions of some values or text. Okay, so the value can be chosen by the user while filling the autocomplete text view. Okay, so next we will summarize about what we have learned today. So coming to this part excites you, isn't it? So this indicates that we have completed one more topic of Android, that is Android user interface controls. So in this sessions, so we have learned about different types of user interface controls of Android along with their working and their functions. You can easily use them to provide the different views for the users. Now we'll meet in the next session. So thank you for watching and see you in the next session. Happy learning.